But are Facebook, Apple, Amazon, and Alphabet really monopolies? Oh, I'm not convinced. There's no doubt that these companies have gotten a lot more powerful, but that's because they're creating incredible things. We can't live without them. While they've crushed some competitors, they've also created entire industries that are filled with small businesses. And look, when it comes to destroying smaller operators, well, I got to tell you, nothing these companies have done comes close to the lockdowns earlier this year, where some businesses were deemed essential and others were pretty much allowed to go under. When this pandemic's over, the fact that state and local governments anointed Costco, great numbers tonight, Walmart, Target, Home Depot, Lowe's, while the feds didn't do enough to bail out small businesses, well, that'll do more to wreck these independent players than anything Facebook, Amazon, Alphabet, or Apple have ever even dreamed of doing. And they don't dream of it, by the way. They're competitive, but they're not apocalyptic. We are in the middle of a small business apocalypse, though, right now. That's not the fault of big tech, but that's who Washington focuses on. It's so easy to pick on, right? Rich people, whatever. So what's this really about? You know what? It's right there in the preamble of the Judiciary Report, if you bother to read it, which nobody does because it's really long. And it's a quote. It says, nearly a century ago, Supreme Court Justice Louis Brandeis wrote, "We must make our choice. We may have democracy or we may have wealth concentrated in the hands of the few, but we cannot have both." Brandeis. That sounds like socialism to you. Well, that's not quite it. See, Brandeis represented an older tradition of democratic politics in the party, one that went out of style in the 70s and 80s when the government embraced deregulation. It's not about bashing the rich so much as it's about Congress having more control over commerce. As Brandeis and his latter-day followers see it, some things are just too important to be left up to private enterprise. Look, I've read a lot of Brandeis. Brandeis is a capitalist, but he's worried about it. He's worried about the role of government and not being strong enough. It's a pretty radical break with the status quo over the past 40-odd years, though. I think it's wrong. I think it's wrong. And I'm not going to defend Facebook, Amazon, Apple, and Alphabet on the basis of laissez-faire economics. That's not me. But I've got an equally unorthodox argument for why we should allow big tech to keep operating relatively unimpeded. See, these companies are America's national champions. Every other industrialized nation is some version of this. Big business that gets favorable treatment from the government because they make the whole country more competitive with the rest of the world. And for us, that's big tech. You know, there was a time when America had lost its economic dominance in nearly everything. At Japan's height in 1989, we had packaged food, think Heinz ketchup. This was what we did best. This. Other than this and some pills, the United States was a pitiful, helpless giant. Then along came the internet revolution, the rise of e-commerce, the ascension of the smartphone, and finally social media is personified by Alphabet, Amazon, Apple, Facebook. These companies have created riches beyond belief, both for themselves and their shareholders. I think we should let them keep doing that. I told you to buy all four stocks at much lower levels. I make mistakes. I own them, but I am proud of these picks. And there's nothing stopping you from continuing to do just that.
Don't miss a second of Mad Money. Follow @Jim Cramer on Twitter. Have a question? Tweet Cramer. #MadTweets. Send Jim an email to madmoney@cnbc.com or give us a call at 1-800-743-CNBC. Miss something? Head to madmoney.cnbc.com.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.